Welcome back. I'm Kalia. Thanks for watching. Today we're going to jump into friendship. I think that is such a topic that we need, especially coming into the holidays. I'm just joking. We need that all year round, all seasons, all 4 seasons. We're going to talk about today. I'm going to give you my 5 pillars of what it means to have a real good lifetime, not lifetime, maybe HBO movie friendship, something like Girlfriends, a little mixture of that. Maybe mix a little Friends in there, because Black people can hang out like the Friends characters as well. Anyway, we're going to jump into it. It's so important that as we grow and get older, friendships in your 20s looks different when you're in your 40s. So anyway, let me dive in. Let me just dive on in. Number one of the 5 pillars is respect. I know. It's not groundbreaking, it's respect. Have you ever been around somebody or a group of friends and there's 1 or 2 people in the friend group that just don't respect you? They ain't put no respect on your name at all. We all know those friends, right? And we call them friends and they have no respect for you. Maybe you're in a friend group and there's 1 or 2 of them that just don't respect you. They disagree with everything that you say. There's always an argument or a tit for tat with this person. They do little things to make little jabs and digs at you. And you're just like, does this person even like me? They don't respect you. And they probably don't like you. But respect is deep. Respect is what 2 best friends have. They respect each other. No, I'm not going to call her this time of the morning because I know that she's sleeping. She has the kids. Her husband is, getting ready for work, so I'm not going to call her with my issues at 7 a.m. in the morning. So these are all things that every relationship, the ones that you see on TV, where you jump up, your boyfriend breaks up with you, and you go sleep on your friend's couch for 2 days. I'm talking about those type of relationships. I want those type of friendships, right? Not the one where it's just like, girl, let me borrow $10 and they got you. I'm talking about the ones where you could be vulnerable, where you can make mistakes, do stupid stuff, and not be judged for it. Most of us are lucky to have that. But it starts with respect. Finding that type of friendship with someone really is going to take a deep level of respect for one another. So look at your friend group. If you're considering whether or not you need to put somebody on the side right now, respect is one of the big ones. If there's no respect there, girl, I don't know. To the left, you might have to do that. Number 2, vulnerability. You got to be vulnerable. Listen, I am not the most vulnerable girl. You don't know me well, but I'm just not that vulnerable. And I have some friends that are super vulnerable. You have to be vulnerable. And what I mean, an example of vulnerability is, let's say you're going through something. Let's say you met a guy, you went on a date, it didn't go anywhere, he didn't call you back, and you feel like it's because he didn't like you when you showed up. That's something you can share with your friend. Like, girl, I don't know. I feel like, I don't think that he was rude. I just think that he didn't like me. That's vulnerability, because now you have to expose yourself a little bit and show your own insecurities to your friends so that, number 1, you can have a sounding board and this person can, build you back up a little bit, ask you some deeper questions. That's vulnerability. Walking around just talking about earth, wind, and fire and what happened last night and did you see this on the news, that's not deep. And you're not being vulnerable. So you're going to have to be vulnerable if you want these, what did I call it? Girlfriend and friends type, movie title relationships with your friends, where you could just show up at their house for 2 days, sleep on their couch, eat popcorn and drink wine and complain about your boyfriend. That takes a lot of different pillars of depthness. And we're going to go through that. We already did 2, which is 1, respect, 2, vulnerability. The third one is grace. You got to have a little bit of grace, because guess what? Sister girl gonna get on your nerves. She gonna get all the way on your nerves. She gonna dance through the percolator on your nerves. I'm talking about, you're gonna be like, I'm almost about to dump you as a friend. That's gonna happen. We see it all the time. Going back to like the movies, right? And they say art imitates life, right? So we want that. There's always a big fight, right? Even in the show Girlfriends, or even in Friends, they would have like these fights and these misunderstandings, and they would have to come back together. The only way they were able to come back together is because they had the first 2 things: respect for each other, and number 2, they had vulnerability. Girl, you gotta be vulnerable. Did I say it right? You got to be vulnerable. And you got to give each other grace. We going to get on each other's nerves. We going to say stuff out like, oop, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Oop. Yeah, that shirt was a little ugly. I shouldn't have said it like that though. You got to give people grace. Now, I'm not saying your friends shouldn't be saying all types of crazy stuff to you, but people, when they drink, they get loosey-goosey and they just start saying silly stuff. You're going to have that. If this is always happening and your friend is coming for you, then this person don't respect you. One. Number two, they're using your vulnerabilities against you. And number three, they're not giving you any grace. So those are the three things that you need to keep. We're going to move this along. Next one, accepting growth. You got to be able to accept the growth, right? If you and your bestie are both dating dudes who you know you should not be dating, and then one girl decides, you know what, I'm going to step up my game. I'm going to date some healthy dudes, some emotionally available men, some men that's serious, and your friend out there still beating the streets and tearing up the city, then, you know, she's gonna have to respect your growth, and you're gonna respect where she was because you were once there. So you got to be able to accept each other's growth, because if you don't accept growth, what happens is you start looking like a hater, and that's what people will call you when you're not in the room. When she's describing the relationship to the other friend, it'll be, she's a hater. She hating on me. Girl, yeah, she gonna tell me I need to stop dating him because all men are liars anyway. And it can be unknown to this person. This person could be just being a hater and don't even know it. Just default hate. That's what they call it. So, number one, accept growth in your friends. And last but not least, this is the one. This probably should be number one, is consideration. Girl, I don't play about that. Do not be inconsiderate. Are you inconsiderate to me? I will go off. Don't be inconsiderate to me. I don't like that. That's the inconsideration is like that small little beep. It's that big. Oops, my lipstick. Do I look crazy? Anyway, inconsideration is that little, like, knock, knock, you know? Hey, I'll be there at 7. Calls you at 7. Girl, sorry, I'm just leaving out the house. Listen, I told you I had somewhere to be at midnight. You haven't left out the house. You've been asleep all day. I talked to you at 4 p.m. You should have set your alarm clock. Have some consideration for my time. Put some respect on my time. That's how I am. I'm all about consideration. If you're inconsiderate to me, I feel like you're a little bit of a sociopath. I start thinking about Jeffrey Dahmer, First 48. I start thinking about all of those shows. I'm like, this person. I start thinking about the stuff like, yeah, he stabbed her once. I remember I saw a show like this. The guy was inconsiderate and he killed her and all her friends. I started thinking about that because that's what inconsiderate means to me. I get respect, vulnerability, grace, and accepting growth. But when you get to inconsideration, I'd be like, what? He was inconsiderate? She was inconsiderate? Not inconsiderate. You could be like, he was disrespectful to me. And I'd be like, really? How? If you say he was inconsiderate, I'd be like, what? Because that's how important inconsideration is to me. I think y'all got it. But anyway, let's recap. Respect, vulnerability, grace, accept growth. Beep. Most important, back that up. Beep, beep, beep. Inconsideration. No, consideration. It's inconsideration that I don't like. Anyway, y'all get it. I just wanted to pop in here and tell you guys. So write in the comments. Let me know which one of those pillars you feeling, because y'all already know which one I'm feeling, right? But let me know which one you feeling. Which one just be like tugging at your shoulder a little bit like, no, she didn't. This friendship about to be busted up. It's about to boom. I'm about to blow it up because I don't play that. So I probably should be responsible and tell you what to do if any of those pillars are broken apart in a friendship. You got to have a conversation. And you got to let a person know who you are. That's a part of the vulnerability. If somebody is being disrespectful, you can use those words. You can say, you know what, Melissa? Girl, we be kicking it. We be having a good time. But I'm going to tell you, I must be honest with you. I thought that was disrespectful. I told you X, Y, Z, you did Z, Y, T. And I was like 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. You need to let it be known. You need to be like, call it out. Say, hey, I feel like you're not accepting my growth. Is that what's going on? Don't attack somebody, but just tell them how you feel. Like, I feel that way. I'm not saying that that's what you're doing, but I'm feeling that way. That takes a lot of vulnerability because sometimes people don't dig deep into that vulnerability and say what they're feeling. What they'll do is act funny and then hope the other person gets the same type of disease that they had. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't be acting funny as a response. You need to be talking. Like, that was inconsiderate. I ain't about to be acting funny with you. Now you're going to double back on me. I get you, you get me. We got each other. No, we're not going back and forth. We are friends. We have to be vulnerable with each other. You have to give me grace if I do something. You have to let me know if I did something. You got to respect me enough. You got to accept growth. And you better be considerate. No, that's my favorite. So anyway, write in the comments below. What do you think?